This summer, I went to the Dominican Republic with my family. I was super excited to swim in the crystal clear waters and hammock between two palm trees all day. We stayed in a private villa in the town of Puerto Plata. It was a beautiful place, with a private pool, a 2-minute walk to the beach, and even our own cooking and cleaning staff. I had lots of fun while I was there, but a few things around the villa I found a bit inconvenient. The owner of the villa told us that we should not drink or brush our teeth with the faucet water, but instead with bottled water from a dispenser. When we wanted to watch television, the TV was not always responsive to the remote, and it took some time to find channels in English. Occasionally, we would find large bugs or tiny lizards crawling across the floors or up and down the walls. And, to my disappointment, the water at the beach was not crystal clear, and I found lots of seaweed and some trash along the shore. These were areas of focus for me while we hung around the house for the first few days. I felt life at the villa was a step down from life in my house in America. But when we left the villa and explored the island, my perspective about our living arrangements changed drastically. As we drove around the cities and towns, and between tourist locations, I kept seeing what looked like abandoned shacks along the roads and hugging the cliffsides. The shacks appeared to be little more than planks of wood, squiggly tin sheets, and bits of trash tied and nailed together. It wasn't until I really started looking that I noticed the signs of life in the shacks. Pets napping or looking for food, clothes hanging out to dry, bikes and motorcycles chained to a pole or bit of fence. I realized that most of the shacks we were passing were people's homes. When I thought again about the villa my family and I were staying in, I understood that it was a palace compared to the houses we saw everywhere else in the country. This helped me to look past the minor inconveniences I had been focusing on in the villa and appreciate how lucky my family and I were to live in it. When I got back to the United States, I looked at the environment I lived in a different way than I had before. Suddenly, the house I had lived in all my life was huge. I felt as though 20 people could live comfortably in my house. And all the household objects and appliances that I used every day became expensive luxuries, fit for royalty. The streets were suddenly filled with cars. The grocery stores were loaded with food, and any material thing I could ever ask for was suddenly right at my fingertips. If there was more food, clothing, shelter, and luxuries in my life than I could ever need, then why, I wondered, do some people live in shacks? Why do other people starve? Why is there such a vast difference in the quality of people's lives? I could think of no simple answer to these questions, and the thought of people struggling to get by while I live comfortably and carefree was strange and unsettling. More often than not now, I look at the buildings, furniture, food, clothes, and other man-made objects around me, and I think about their value compared to the value of the people who use them, and the people who don't get to use them. The lasting effect that my trip to the Dominican Republic had on me is that I have gained an awareness of the privileged life I have had, and a sense of responsibility to help those who need help. Here at DU, I hope to develop this sense of responsibility into a habit of giving back to the community.